exceptions. So generally exceptions are nothing but in order to handle runtime errors. Or to handle runtime errors, we use exceptions. Okay. In order to handle runtime errors, we use exception. Okay. So exceptions are nothing but at runtime, if any error occurs, so that is called an exception. In order to handle exceptions, we use exception section to handle. Clear? So there are three types of exceptions in Oracle. There are three types of exceptions. One is predefined exception. Okay. Types of exception. Predefined exception. Predefined exception. Okay. Non-predefined exception and user-defined exception. Okay. Predefined means what? Predefined means it's a system defined. Okay. And user-defined means we are going to create the exception and we are going to define that exception. That's why they are called as user defined. Okay. And non predefined is like it is a special case where we use to give our own name to the exception. Okay. So that I will show you when I'm saying non predefined. But anyhow, how many types of exceptions we have? Three types: predefined, non-predefined, and user defined. Okay, first we will see predefined exception. Predefined exception. Yeah, predefined exception. So I will list out some of the predefined exceptions like no data found. No data found. Too many rows. Okay. Invalid number. Invalid number. Okay. Case not found. Zero divide. Okay. Value error. Value error. Etc. That means why we call this predefined, because these names are predefined in database. Okay. Now we will see no data found exception. So I said where we define exception. So generally we have declarative session and execution session. But where we define our exception in the execution session by using a keyword called exception. Okay. Now we will see no data found exception. So what is the keyword used for no data found exception is no underscore data underscore found. Okay, this is no data found exception. So where we use it, see. So I'm declaring some variable like v employee number. V employee number. So what is the v employee number? EMP. So which is in employee table and which column? Employee number column, percentage type. Okay, I want to pass runtime employee number. So for example, ampersand V employee number. Okay. Okay. And next one, simply give, I want employee name for the given employee number. So I'm using other variable V name emp dot ename percentage type. So this is my output variable. Okay, I am beginning my logic. So now I am going to take data from the table. So employee name into our vname column, where employee number equal to v employee number. Okay. Now I want to print this acquired value. What is the acquired value? DBMS output dot put underscore line. Put underscore line. And you want to print vname. Okay. Okay. So first, without exception, I will show you what is the exception. Okay, this is our output. This is our program. Clear, Kedarna?
Yes, sir.
This is our program. Simple print statement. Getting employee name from employee table. From employee table. Select employee name from employee table. I am just pulling into vname call. And then I'm just giving the filter based on the given employee number. I need to get the data. Okay, now simply run this program. So it will ask for employee number. Okay, somewhere we did a mistake. Yeah, here dollar symbol I use ampersand minute. Okay, ampersand. Yeah, because lexical parameter we use ampersand. Now run it. So it is asking for employee number 7788, which is already there in our see. It is printing the data because employee number 7788 is what? Nothing but Scott only, which is already there in the table. Is it? So for example, if I give 7566, what is my output? Jones. So now run it. 7566. You are getting Jones. That means no problem. If you are giving the right employee number, you are getting the output. But if I run the program with the employee number which is not there, for example 2345, which is not there. See what error you are getting. Error, no data, because 2374 data is not there in our table. But here you are getting an error. Is it Vora error you are getting? But in order to avoid this error, we are going to use exceptions. Okay, so now I will change this program by adding exception. By adding exception block. So here I'm going to add the exception because runtime based on the given employee number, you are getting the error. So here what error you got? So that error you are going to handle when no data found. So what is the syntax? Exception. And which exception? When no data found, then please use this. Please use a print statement saying that you will say that please check your employee number. Please check given employee number. Please check given employee number is my output, because when no data found, directly error will not come. Now your exception will handle that no data found, saying that please check your given employee number. So that the guy who is running the program, he will understand that he had given the employee number which is not there. Okay, you can write anyway your statement. See now all sixes, 666, which is not there. But now it is saying that please check your given employee number. Okay. Simply you can say invalid employee number. Okay. Clear, Kedarnath? Here what we did, predefined exception by using no data found, we handled it. Predefined exception, no data. So 880. So what happened? We're getting, if you are giving wrong employee number, you are getting the print statement saying that no data found, handled your this print statement. But if you give the existing employee number, you are able to getting the data. You are able to get the data.
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay. Now coming to, I will show you one more case, predefined exception. Too many rows. What is the other predefined exception? Too many rows. Okay. So now too many rows. So again, I am declaring the, okay, declare. So here V department number I am taking. I'm going to pass runtime V department number and ampersand V number. V department number and then begin your logic. I will take one more variable V name. V name. Okay, simply I am taking varchar 2 of some 20. Okay, varchar 2 of 20. Begin. Begin. Okay, write your logic. Select employee name into V name from EMP where department number equal to runtime ampersand. Okay, runtime V department number. Okay, now print your statement dbms output dot put underscore line. Now print your department number. So here we name you need to print. Okay, but here what happens actually? So check your table first. Select star from EMP. So these many records are there. So when I pass department number, where department number equal to 10, what happens? How many records you are going to get? 3 records. But here what variable you use? It means if you take employee name only, you are getting 3 names. Okay, you're getting 3 names. Is it possible that 3 names can store in single variable? No. For that purpose, we use cursors in order to handle multiple values. So in this case, you are going to get which error? Too many rows error you are going to get. Understood? So here, when I pass runtime department number, your record counts are more. It is not a single record. So that's why now you run it. Write your exception here. When too many rows. Too many rows. Then you say that expected more number of records unable to proceed further. Like that way you can write something like TBMS output dot put underscore line, and you can say too many records found. Too many. Okay. Sorry, here my mistake is too many exception is like TOOO, not TW. Okay. TOOO is the too many rows exception. I think in the list also I write too many. Is it? Yeah, this is too many rows. Okay. Not exactly two. Yeah. Too many rows. For handling also, we need to use too many rows. And now run it here. Simply in print statement also, please check too many records found. Okay, this is your print statement. And actual B. Clear what I wrote? Okay, now run and see. Because even for 10th department also we have 3 records. See what you are getting now? Instead of getting error, you are getting a print statement saying that please check too many records found. Okay, for example 20. 20 also 5 records are there. Please check too many records found. 30. Too many records found. Because in table for department number we don't have single record. So that is the issue. And one more question. If I give other than the numbers which are not there. So for example, 45 department number is not there. So again, we are getting error. Why? Because here what happened? We handled only one exception. That is too many rows. But no data found we handled here. No, that's why error came. So for that purpose, what we can do? We can write, we can handle multiple exceptions in same PLSQL block. So how you see? Simply after too many rows, I am asking them to check no data found. When no data found, then you need to say that please check no data found. So that you will in a positions that which error you got. So no data found. Clear? Now run it. Simply like 46. See, now earlier we got error for no data found. Now we added exception here. After too many, I added no data found also. So that what happened? This exception handled your no data found and printed this state. Clear? Followed?
Yes, sir.
Clear? You're concentrating what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Because exceptions are used to handle runtime errors.
Runtime errors.
Okay. Now come to value error. One more exception also I will show you, even much clear. So in the same program, if I give employee number wrong data. So instead of assigning in declarative session, I will assign this in begin session. Okay. Okay. And now run and see. If I give here instead of numeric column, if I give some GHG, actually, what is the data type given for department number? Number I have given. But what value I am passing? Character data I am passing. Okay. What happens? See, you are getting a error, value error. Is it value error? Because here your variable is expecting numeric, but what value you pass it? Character. So now in order to handle such sort of issues, so one more exception I will add. What is that exception? When value error. So exception is like this, value underscore error. So this is your predefined exception. Okay, and you will say that please check data errors are noticed. Simply a statement of please check data errors are noticed. Okay, now see the same program I am running, but now I handled a value error exception. So for example, again I am giving character, some red I am writing. So generally department number is expecting numeric, but I am giving which value? Character. Now see, now you got exception handled, and it is saying that please check data errors are there. Okay, data department data error, or what we say department number is numeric. You can clearly mention your message also. Department number is numeric. That means you are saying that please enter numbers only, not characters. So run it. For example, if you run WED, see that? Please check department number is numeric. So that's why, again, if you enter 40, 40 is there, not there. So no data form. Again, if you enter 30, 30 is there, but what? Too many records found. Got it? So based on your error, that exception is handled. Is it? If you handle, clear? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So this is about predefined exception. So at last, I don't know what. See, I am not able to remember this predefined exception. So many are there. For that purpose, how can I handle the exception? So for that purpose, we have an option called when others. For this purpose, we have an option called when others. Now see, I will handle any sort of exception with when others. So I don't write all these exceptions. Simply, I will write an exception called when others, and I will write only single statement saying that dbms output dot put underscore line, and then here you'll say please check and pass correct department number. So something for all errors, it will give the same printout. Okay, now I am clearing the screen. Run it. First one I am running. I'm giving the numeric error like I'm giving QWER. So somewhere we did a mistake. Yeah, here when others, then keyword we miss. Okay, then we need to. Okay, now run it. So department number. Pause some other. So here EHH. So what it is generally a numeric error, but you are printing you are handling it by which exception? When others exception. So when others is your default way to handle the exception. Okay, you can handle any sort of exception. For example, if you give data which is not there, so 50 is not there, department number. So what it is showing? Please check and pass correct department. Understood, Kedarna? So even if you don't know the predefined exception, so which exception you can use? When others. But here you cannot segregate the exception. For all the exceptions, you will get the same message. But in order to get unique message for each exception, you need to learn a predefined exception. Clear? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
About
got it.
it. Now coming to the next case, user-defined exceptions. The next type is what? User-defined exception. User-defined exceptions. So I said user-defined. In predefined exception, what we did? Simply we handled exception. Is it? Simply we handled exception. Okay. We did not create exception. Is it? We did not declare exception. We did not create exception. But what we did in predefined, simply we handled the exception with the predefined keyword. But coming to user-defined exception, in user-defined exception, user needs to declare the exception. User needs to declare exception. Okay. User needs to declare the exception. He only needs to raise the exception. Even exception also we need to raise. Okay. User needs to raise the exception. User needs to raise exception. And next one, user need to handle exception. User needs to handle exception. Okay. User needs to declare exception. User needs to raise exception. User needs to handle exception. Okay. Now see, I will show you how we predefined, how we user defined an exception. Okay. For that purpose, simply I'm declaring a session. Simply v number, I am assigning runtime value. Yeah, you can write v only, no problem. Yeah. Now see, I am writing the exception. See, exception I am declaring. How to declare exception? Exception name, the keyword exception. So this is called declaration. Here, what you are doing? You are declaring the exception. What you are doing? Declaring exception. Simply comment line I am giving so that you will understand. So declaring the exception. The next one, I will begin my logic. See, begin my logic. What here manually I am saying if v is greater than 100, v is greater than 100, then simply I am asking raise exception. What is our exception name? EX, because we only declared. So how to raise exception? By using a keyword called raise EX. Okay, because raise exception name by using a keyword called raise exception name. Okay, raise exception name. And now end your if. Because here you are forcefully raising the exception when the value is greater than 100. Got it? So generally, if it is not greater than 100, so you can say that you will print statement dbms output dot put underscore line, and you can say that value less than 100. Okay, this is okay. But if your value is greater than 100, our exception will handle. So here, how to handle exception? So you have given your own name exception, no? So you can handle the exception with that name. When EX, then because your exception name is EX. Then it means you created your own name. Then you give your print statement. So if if exception EX, then print value greater than 100. So I will say that please check, because I don't want to use 100. So value greater than 100, please check. This is my print statement in exception. So we need to end our logic by using end keyword. Understand what I written? So
Yes,
here
sir.
we declare the exception. We raise the exception because manually we are raising. System is not doing. But in predefined exception, we are not raising. If you given wrong information, system is raising. No data form. Too many rows. Value error. But coming to user defined, you are declaring the exception. You are raising the exception. And you are only handling the exception. That's why these exceptions are called as user defined. See, for example, first of all, if I give less than 100, suppose 89, no exception, because it will run the actual program only, value less than 100. Okay, but if I give greater than 100, what happens? Your exception take into picture. So for example, 355 greater than 100. So what it say? Value greater than 100, please check. That means it will enter into the exception and print that statement. Clear? So this is about user defined exceptions. Clear about user defined? We
Yes, sir. Yeah, got it.
we declared the exception, we raised the exception, even we only handle the exception. Clear? Now coming to the next concept, non-predefined exception. Non-predefined exception. Non-predefined exception. So what is this non-predefined then? We have predefined and user defined. And what is the meaning of non-predefined? So in non-predefined, we are going to declare exception. Okay, we are going to declare exception. Okay, but system, but system raises the exception. System raise exception. That means you are going to declare, but you are not going to raise. System will raise. Okay, that is the difference between user defined and non-predefined. Okay, here you will only declare the exception, but system raises the exception. Okay, but again, user only needs to handle. User need to handle. But here, system raises the exception. User need to handle. Okay, what is non-predefined? User needs to handle, needs to declare exception. But system raise exception. But again, user needs to handle. Okay, I will show you the example. You will understand. Okay, now for this example, I am declaring the declare. Okay, declare. So simply number I am declaring v number number data type. Okay, colon, and I am assigning the value. Next one. And y number I am taking another variable. Okay, y number. So simply, okay, I'm just restricting only 2 digits it can satisfy. Okay, here just I am getting. And now I am writing the actual logic, begin. But here I need to declare, I said no. So before showing you predefined, I will first run the error message and then I will change with predefined. So begin. So simply my intention is I need to assign v plus 100. That means what happened? If I give 1 also, 100 plus 1, 101. That means what? Your 2-digit value is changing into 3-digit. Okay, that means you will definitely get error because you are saying that y can accept only 2 digits. But here you are assigning how much? 3 digits. 100 is what? 3 digit now. So any value if you give adding of 100, it will give 3 digits, more than 3 digits. Okay, so just in order to get error, I am writing like this. Okay, now going to dbms output dot put underscore line. And what you want to print? Simply y only I want to print. And the logic, simple logic. So now if I run it, if I give 1, what problem you will get? C, you are going to get error C. What error you are getting? Numeric or value error you are getting. Why? Because why you are getting this error? Numeric or value error you are getting. Why? Because you have given 2-digit number, but here you are assigning 3-digit value. So that's why you are getting this error. So now I will handle this error by using predefined exception. See, simply what I will do, see. First of all, in non-predefined, what I said, I will declare the exception. So simply, I am giving my own name, exceed val. Exceed val. So this, why? Because exceed val, I am giving my own name, no? I wrote myself, exceed val. And how to declare exception? Simply, exception name, exception keyword, semicolon. Okay. And next, here comes the picture. We need to map our exception name with runtime error. So here, what is your error code? What is your error code? -6502 is your error code. Why? Because why I need to relate this error to my exception? Because I am not going to raise. System will raise the exception. If I am going to raise the exception, I can write directly raise command. But here in non-predefined, system will raise the exception. So that's why I need to map the error to my defined exception, to my declared exception. So for that purpose, here we use a keyword called pragma exception init. So pragma exception init. Exception underscore init. See, pragma is nothing but compiler directory. That means it runs independently. So what you are doing in this pragma exception init, you are going to you are going to give or assign your exception variable to the error code. So what is your error code? -6502. So now what happens? Because what happens is you declared your exception and you mapped your exception to this error. Clear? And I am not raising any exception here. Directly I am handling the exception. Because in non-predefined, what I said, we need to declare, we need to handle, but system will raise. So how to handle exception again? When exception name, what is your exception name? Exceed val. Then the print statement, dbms output dot put underscore line. And what you are going to send? So same way, please check. Please check number exceeded. Number exceeded. Okay, exceeded 2 digits because we have given max of 2 digits. Okay, so this is your exception statement. Now run and see. You'll understand. Now run and see. So it is asking for the number. Simply one I am giving. See, now instead of getting the error, your exception got handled and it is printing the statement. Suppose if I give negative number, it will lies in the 2-digit span. No? So you are getting your output, no problem. But if it is exceeding 3 digits only, you are getting error. Understood, Kedar? Understood, Kedarnath? Clear about non-predefined exception? In non-predefined exception, you are going to declare the exception and assign error code to the exception by using which keyword? Pragma exception init. So pragma exception init is used in non-predefined exception in order to map error code to the exception defined. Clear? And you are going to handle the exception in non-predefined exceptions.